Hey Jill, so what's been going on with you this week?
I went to church on Sunday and it was really nice. It was such a beautiful building and everyone looked so smartly dressed. I felt, like I was back home. I was early to service, so I got a seat in a pew close to the front of the church. As the pews began to fill, I began to panic. I felt such anxiety. The sanctuary suddenly felt small and airless. I thought, I have to get out of here. I am unsafe. There's danger everywhere. I could not help myself. I ran out of the church and got in my car and cried. I was out before the service even began. I was so anxious and sad. I can't even sit through the church service.
Jill, thank you so much for sharing that experience with me. It sounds like initially church felt comforting and familiar, like being back home, but then something changed when the sanctuary started to fill up.
Yeah, exactly. At first I felt peaceful, and then all of a sudden I felt trapped.
That sounds really distressing. I'd like to explain how we might understand that experience through cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. In CBT, we look at the connection between situations, thoughts, emotions, and behavior. So the situation in this case, you were seated in church while people began filling the pews around you. As this happened, you noticed thoughts such as, I have to get out of here, I'm unsafe, there's danger everywhere. So in CBT, we call those automatic thoughts. There are thoughts that happen very quickly, even without us realizing it, and they can feel completely true at the moment.
I didn't even feel like a thought. It felt like a fact.
That's actually really common. Automatic thoughts often feel like facts. They don't even feel like thoughts. Once those thoughts appears, you started experiencing strong emotions such as panic, anxiety, and sadness. So you also had physical reactions. You described the sanctuary as feeling small and airless, and you felt an intense urge to escape.
My heart was racing. I couldn't stop looking around for a way out.
Right, and that's because thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations became so overwhelming that your behavior was to leave the church and get in your car. So if we map this out using the CBT model, it would look something like this. So the situation is you're sitting in church and the sanctuary starts to fill up. Then we have automatic thoughts like I have to get out of here, I'm unsafe, there's danger everywhere. And that leads to the emotions and physical reactions of anxiety, panic, sadness, racing heart, feeling trapped, feeling unable to breathe. And so that led to the behavior of leaving the church and going to your car.
So you're saying it wasn't the church itself that caused the panic?
Right. So from a CBT perspective, the church was the situation. The automatic thoughts about danger, being unsafe, help drive your emotional and physical response. So given your combat experience, it makes sense that your brain has learned to stay on high alert for threats. So that response helped keep you safe while you were deployed. However, sometimes after experiencing trauma, the brain's alarm system can become overly sensitive and react as though there is a danger present, even when the situation is safe.
That makes sense. I never really thought about it that way before.
So one of the goals of CBT is to help you become more aware of those automatic thoughts and when they occur. We can examine them together and ask whether they're completely accurate or whether there might be another way to understand a situation. So the goal is not to tell you that your feelings are not real. Your anxiety is very real. We want to understand how your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors are connected so you can gain more control over them. So as we work together, we'll work on identifying the challenging, unhelpful automatic thoughts. You may find situations like attending church more manageable and less overwhelming over time.
I would really like that.
And that's what we'll work on together.
Yay!